Is it the same YVONNE Jegedeche? Don't say anything he's done wrong. I know they go finish me now when this post is posted.
Did YVONNE Jegede just say that YVONNE Edochie did nothing wrong? As in, she saw nothing wrong in what YVONNE Edochie did? Guys, few days ago, there was a broadcast featuring YVONNE Jegede. And in that broadcast, she had a lot to say. She had a lot. When I say a lot, I mean a lot to say. We all know YVONNE Jegede. She's a very, very outspoken and intelligent lady. So many people do say. Okay? And when she features in a broadcast of this nature, we all already ready our ears to hear what she is got to say. And more to that, you know, when there is a broadcast featuring so many people and there is good gist, some people will just go ahead and gist and even say those things that they were not supposed to say. I think this is exactly what happened to YVONNE Jegede. So in that broadcast, YVONNE Jegede got this to say about YVONNE and May Edochie's separation. Should we call it divorce?
Is it the same YVONNE Jegedeche? 99% of people that are abusing him on the internet are from second wives and third wives and fourth wives and fifth wives. And sometimes wives that the family does not know about. Let us stop being silly on the internet. He's owning his BS with his chest. I don't see anything he's done wrong. I know they go finish me now when this post is posted. Police will come out.
She didn't see anything wrong in what YVONNE Edochie did to May Edochie. Okay, no problem. We accept it. Let's get to analyze YVONNE's already broken marriage. And we also analyze May's broken marriage. Then at the end of the day, guys, you will be the one to tell me who really endured. Who can, in fact, you will be the one to analyze this. You will be the one to conclude. I will just do the analysis and you will be the one to do the conclusion for me. I don't want to say anything. I don't want to take a side, but I know I have intelligent viewers. I have people who reason. I have people who have been on this media and they have seen exactly what the media has presented to us as far as YVONNE's marriage and May's marriage is concerned. So guys, let's get into it. YVONNE Jegede, I know most of you know her, okay? You might not know her other name. You might be familiar with the YVONNE. YVONNE was married to this guy called Bounce. YVONNE Jegede got married to her 14 years best friend, Bounce. And guys, boy oh boy, you will not believe that this marriage between YVONNE and Bounce lasted just for a year. 4 months after they got their first baby, YVONNE, as usual, you know her, Madam I Can Talk, came to the media and uncovered the truth and told everybody, told the social media in-laws that the marriage was over. And these are some of the reasons that she gave. Guys, I am stating the reasons why she gave for her broken marriage. At the end of the day, you're going to compare her reasons with the reasons why May had to broke her own marriage. Then you will tell me who really tried. And if at the end of the day you want to put YVONNE and on one side as a good or bad woman and May on the other side as a good or bad woman, it is your choice to do. The comment section is for you. That is your office. Why this is my own office, okay? So let's continue. So the first reason that YVONNE gave in an interview was this. Of course, she said the first thing that made her to start, blinking her eyes in that marriage was the fact that the man was not financially fine. And she was the one providing the highest part of the money or the finances or the budget in the house. Another reason that YVONNE Jegede gave for having divorced her husband was the fact that the marriage was lifeless. There was no life in that marriage. She couldn't play with her husband the way they used to play before getting married. Remember, YVONNE Jegede and Bounce were friends for 14 years, like besties for 14 years. And in that 14 years of being friends, they could joke, they could use any words on each other without attaching anything to it. Okay, YVONNE Jegede could call the husband, "I beg, get out, crazy man, stupid man," like, in a joking way without the man getting angry. But when the moment that man puts that ring on the finger, the moment Yvonne wants to play, like old-time play, the way they used to play, maybe Yvonne will, with something in a conversation, Yvonne will just say, I beg, get out. Like, you know, those type of plays. Immediately, this man put a ring on her finger, stop, end of play. She couldn't play with her husband, her home was not lively, and that is it. And that is what she's telling us, that this is one of the reasons. She says this is one of the reasons why she broke up with her husband, or why she separated, or she divorced her husband. Why? Because her husband
was good. He was my guy.
Yeah.
My guy. So we're so cool that I could say anything to him. You're crazy, the man, you don't get sense, you don't do this. He's 8 years older than me, but we're cool, my guy. But the moment we got married, if I don't say the crazy, he would say the disrespect him. I would say, yeah? Huh?
This was
it's the same thing. It's the same me. It's the same Shori Okbeni. It's the same Shori Okbe that, you know, I've always said for over 10 years. So it became a problem. It started restricting conversations and, you know, stuff.
You have to know that men change after marriage too. But to me, I think there are some words that you don't supposed to say to your husband, even if you guys used to say it before marriage. When a man is your husband, believe it or not, that person is like your father. And you have to mind the way you talk to that person, okay? You have to mind the type of jokes, the type of words. I don't know about you, but I know that there are different marriages, there are different type of marriages, and some people actually succeed with this type of jokes. But there are things you shouldn't say. Another reason that Yvonne gave us for having divorced her husband was the fact that her husband was the manager, the supervisor, the head of security of Malice. This man could keep Malice, like he could keep anger. Like when he gets angry now, it takes only the grace of God to clear his heart and say, Oga, calm down and talk to your wife. This man could keep Malice, like he could keep Malice for Africa. Okay, so on the other side, she is not like that. She is that type of free person whereby you guys can misunderstand each other, and the next minute she gets over it and she talks to you as though nothing happened. Yvonne explains this to us again.
I don't know how to fight, walk out, and come back and see you and not talk to you. I cannot operate like that. Especially we are only 2 in a building. John Torio Long, am I going to talk to my picture? But he had A1 in malice. So that was what ended the marriage.
She actually concluded that the act of keeping the malice was the highest, was the one that broke the camel's back. She couldn't take that one. Because even when she was pregnant, heavily pregnant, she could get angry over something, carry her handbag and go to her friend's place. Spend a day in her friend's place, and her husband, a bounce, will not even give her phone call, no, a text to ask, how are you doing? Even to ask about the baby that he implanted in her, a bounce will not ask that question. So you can understand that a bounce is this type of a person, that when he gets angry with you, even if you are his mother, he will be like, duh.
Even the problem, it was the fact that we kept malice for 3 weeks and I was pregnant in the same house. I just packed my bags one day and I said, oh, I'm leaving, I'm going back to my father's house. What is... He knows I get belly. I'll carry my belly. I'll go to my friend's house for a quick, go stay for morning till like maybe 12 midnight. Because they keep malice, he not going to even call me and say, where you carry my belly go? Even if you didn't give a SHIT about me.
That says about
do you understand? The concern. You don't chop, we're not going to starve my pikin. There was no, the malice reached the pikin.
Bounce is that type of a person. So Yvonne said no. She couldn't continue with this type of man, in this type of marriage, where people will get angry at each other and stay for 3 weeks in the same house, seeing each other, looking at each other, and without talking to each other. My dear, that is the pit of it. Like seriously, it is the pit of it. So that is what Yvonne is explaining to us, that she couldn't take it. Now, on the other side, let's go to May Edochie. I leave you with this. What do you think about what Yvonne did? Even though she came out later on to apologize to May. But then, guys, the deed has been done. The deed